tell, it's got some nice non-skid on it, put some white on it, and now I'm working on, let's move that out of the way. Ooh, hard to do with one hand. Okay. I reinforced this whole area here. So before, this was pretty thin, and when we went out last time, it did not hold. It actually pulled out again. So I reinforced fiberglass in here and put a coat of paint on top of it. But let's get the rest, all this other stuff on here, and get it back on the boat. And I'll see you guys when it's back on the boat. Okay, so I'm gonna run out and pick up some parts. This is for the mast step when I had that little bit of altercation with taking it off. Yeah. I gotta pick up some screws for these to mount this back on, so let's go run to the store. Alrighty, here we are. The hatch is now on. It doesn't seal perfectly like I hoped it would, but it goes on, so it doesn't match at all now with the rest of the boat, but we'll get to the rest at some other point. Let's just hit the water and actually sail. It is all set up now as well. Got both railing arches on. I have got some material here to make the lifelines go all the way up to the bow. This is where the solar panels will be mounting, so the one that's up here on the bow and the other one I have in storage will be on a rail system on both sides. So one will be up here, one will be over here, and I'm able to swing it up and down. And that'll be the electrical supply for solar charge to the lithium batteries that are on board. Okay, now while I got all the little few things like the back stays on here and the hatch back on, I got one of the biggest problems I've had, which is this guy right here. So last time we were meant to be getting a pretty bad hurricane down here, I was lowering it on my own, and there's nothing wrong with this one at all. But I decided to upgrade it, thinking it was a little bit different, which it is a little bit different than this one, so be a little better. But the problem with this one was when I was lowering the mast down on my own with a rig towards the end of it, lowering it down, one of the rigging wires, yeah, let me see here which one. Well, I got a new one here because one of them had 3 strands that were broken, so I might as well replace it. I don't want any rigging problems, so I replaced one with a new one. Let's see here. Okay. So you see how this has a pin in it? Actually, this is the exact one. So I don't have the rod through it right now. I have it in a bag over here. But basically, this little swivel cotter wheel, whatever you want to call it, this actually came off. Don't know how, but it came off and basically popped out and allowed the mast to swing a little bit. Luckily, it was probably about this far away from being all the way down. So it swung over and stopped, and that's what caused the mast that bolts here to actually rip out of the deck and bent them pretty bad. So I'm actually making a backing plate for this one here on the inside to give it some extra support. Otherwise, this one just screws straight into the compression post on there. So if you see right here, here's my new ones that I have, and here's the old one. Come on, focus. Focus on it. Focus. Oh, you get my point. Yeah, there is that one, and here is the compression post. So it's not really too straight, but now we got straight ones. So as you can see, here's where the mast step was. I've done a little bit of work up here. Now I'm gonna sand it. I was gonna paint it, but let's see. And we're gonna mount this back into its location with new holes and a backing plate from inside the boat. I also have a new plug for this that'll be mounting probably a little bit further forward now, because as you can see, this kind of gets in the way. But if the one on the boat right now works, then I may actually just keep it and save it for later, but let's find out. Okay, there we are. New plates all mounted down. This is what it looks like from in here. And there is the backing plate that I made for it. So, of course, the one goes straight into the compression post here, and this one comes out a little bit forward, and that's where that ended up. So now that's in, so now pretty much the mast is almost ready. All I gotta do is connect up the new LED white light on the top of the mast and make sure all the wiring works. Put the new rigging on some of the wires, make sure everything's good, and then raise it back up again. And I hope that everything is almost ready. Okay, so here's what I came up with for the solar panels that I'm about to show you here. Made up a bracket, bolted it down both ends, bolted down this piece here, and it is solid. I mean, this is not moving at all. And then let me put it on the side of the boat and show you what exactly is going on with this. Already got both ends of the panels here. See, one's mounted here, other one's over here. All looking pretty good. Let's see what we can get out of this now. So you can see right now that I'm getting about 76, 70 around there watts of solar right now, and about 4.6 or 5.4 amps into it. Now when the sun's directed more towards the panels, I should be getting 90, even 100 watts, which would be nice. So this is a 12 volt air conditioning unit, a micro air conditioner. It only draws 90 watts of power, which is about 6 amps of 12 volt. It's 80 degrees ambient, and I can get about 53 out of it with the ambient temp. And this will be in the next video that I upload when I install this and actually test it and set up everything else to control this system.